a super-powered orgy. So that's what we saw, and it was wild because one of the heroes, his dick is just grows and has like a mind of its own. And I think we saw
It's
that guy.
long and it can grab
Yeah,
things. It's like a crazy penis.
I think we saw that guy in what, season 2 or season 1, where he grabbed like like with his dick around, like he like was choking him, like
He was like, "Was that his?"
yeah.
He's like, "Don't worry about it." Or something.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
What's up, and welcome to another episode of Los Wise Guys podcast. I am one of your hosts, Eslam, aka Ra, God of the Sun, accompanied by Dan, Papa Sunkiller, and Disco, aka Emperor Disco. How's it going, fellas?
Not so bad. Having a good, good day over here. Ready to give this podcast on the boys. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. It's hot as balls, I think, where all of us are. It's been in the high 90s here for like the whole week, and I'm currently dying. And if you hear a whooshing sound in the background, that is my fan, so my computer doesn't catch flames. So,
Nothing worse than
because that's what happened last time. It just literally overheated and froze. So, hopefully that doesn't happen this time. We'll see.
Do you want to give a little intro to if there's anybody who checks us out on VOD on Twitch as to what this podcast is about?
It's about geek shit. We're some wise guys talking geek shit. We're all geeks.
Games,
we all like to
movies,
talk about,
shows.
like Dan Disco said, game, TV shows, movies, mostly in the geek realm, such as like comic books, fantasy, sci-fi, and then Dan loves horror, so we throw that in there, and wrestling as well. So I think wrestling falls under geek shit too, even though it's sports entertainment.
No. WWE is wrestling is sports.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. We're not gonna get into it.
Oh, I apologize. So WWE
yeah.
Sports Entertainment.
That's so true, though.
Yeah.
Wrestling is
Other
sports.
companies do wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. You're very
That's
right,
very
my
true.
friend. All right, so like Disco mentioned in the beginning, this podcast episode main topic will be about The Boys, Season 3. We're going to get into our favorite moments, and then we're going to take The Boys and put it into one of our long-running segments, Mount Rushmores, and we're going to pick our 4 favorite characters from the show so far. All right, so let's get started. The Boys Season 3, which was a wild season. It keeps getting more gory as the seasons go, but somehow they still keep us interested, and the storyline is just amazing, season after season. Sometimes shows don't really know how to do that well, but I've never watched The Boys and been bored of it. Well, that's for me. And Dan's disagreeing hard.
I didn't say
Dan's
that-
shaking his head over here.
Yo,
so
that
hard.
smirk, that little chuckle, and the
He
head
said-
nod was like, just like shut the fuck up. But
Yeah, I have to agree with Eslam, though. I feel like the boys, from my opinion, are topping themselves every season, and it's like Eslam said, I've been enjoying the ride. It's really awesome where they're going with it.
that's 2 votes, Dan. You have been voted off the island.
Oh, I've never cared about you guys' opinions.
That's good.
So this season had a lot of wild moments, but the biggest wild moment that they really pushed hard was the episode called Herogasm, which we're just going to jump into spoilers. We're not recapping the whole season. If you haven't watched it, listen to the podcast first, then go watch it, because, it's been out for a couple of weeks, so that's on you.
Yep.
Jumping into spoilers, Herogasm. Now, a week before that episode came out, like, they kept putting out there, like, this episode is going to be, like, crazy, like, viewer discretion. Like, they were putting out so many warnings about this episode. And I feel they did so much that when my expectations were, like, at 100, and when I saw it, I was like, this wasn't that bad. Like, to me, it was like at 50. Like, maybe because they put the expectations up so high. I mean, the episode was still so super funny and amazing, but that expectation they put beforehand was like, I feel like it was too much, and then it made the episode less. Oh my God, I can't believe they did that. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. I mean, for TV, I feel like it was pretty wild.
But it's not
at the same
TV,
time,
right? Because it's a streaming, so they can do whatever they want. They're not
I guess
with
I
TV.
guess.
Like
I
they're
mean, it's still TV.
no, but
It's
not
the
in the
modern
same
day
sense.
TV.
It's just not. It doesn't have
Stream-
the same rating
stream
system as the
television.
cable.
Well, the cable's rating system is because of
Sponsors.
the advertisers, yes, the sponsors that they get, which they're like, no, we don't want this on it. So, yes, it's a TV series, it's a TV show, but you know, it's next level because it's craziness. Dan, can you guess what the episode was about from the name?
No. It was
Herogasm?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Something to do with orgasms. Maybe there's a superhero similar to that of what was the show about superheroes? The one that was good. Doom Patrol.
Oh,
Yeah, where there was
Flex
the guy
Metallo?
who, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of when I hear the term
he
herogasm.
he flexes one muscle and everybody has an orgasm.
Everybody in the town of
That was
Danny
so
the Town
funny.
Yeah.
had an orgasm.
That was funny. I still have not watched
was good
season 3
writing.
yet. I don't know why.
I fell off of that too. You know me with shows.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's just I have to be in a certain mood to watch that show, and I have not hit it yet.
Those episodes are pretty wild.
Yeah, that's another show that does wild really well, but like you gotta be in like the right state of mind for it. So Herogasm was an episode about like B, C, and D-list heroes get together in every year and have an orgy, pretty much, a superpowered orgy. So that's what we saw, and it was wild because one of the heroes, his dick is just grows and has like a mind of its own. It like, and I think we saw
It's
that guy.
long, and it can grab things.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy penis.
I think we saw that guy in what, season 2 or season 1, where he grabbed like like with his dick around, like he like was choking him, like
He was like, "Was that his?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't worry about it." Or something.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
That was so funny. But there was wild things happening in the season, and that's not even like well, that was supposed to be one of the craziest, but here's the other crazy
At
thing.
the Herogasm, though, one thing I wanted to mention was when because we were just
Oh,
mentioning
right.
it, when
I
he
wanted
got
to mention
jizzed
that
on,
too. Yeah,
he was so pissed.
Bro,
He's
it's
just like,
it's funny because
it
he
was
has
a massive amount.
he
too.
has
It was just
OCD
so
as well.
disgusting.
and he's like the perfect person for that to happen to, which was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a crazy. Herogasm was pretty crazy. It was
A lot of fun. So a couple things I wanted to mention for the season. We got to see something called Temp V, which is temporary V, which is the serum that gives people their abilities, but this only gives you your abilities for 24 hours. So we get introduced to this new serum. It's green, where compound V is blue. Queen Maeve, which is the Wonder Woman alternate in this hero universe, gives Butcher, our main antagonist, a couple of temp Vs so he can be on even grounds with the soups. He starts taking it. He gets similar powers to Homelander, right? He has the super strength. He has the laser eyes. He can't fly, I don't think, or because it's temp V, he just hasn't reached those powers. I'm wondering if he actually gets like compound V. He develops all the same powers as Homelander. But we get that Huey also takes temp V, and he gets teleportation powers. But every time
It's
he
so
teleports,
funny how
the
he
clothes don't go
controls
with
it.
him, and he just is naked. So it's hilarious. We don't see him fully nude. It's just always chest up or like a back shot of, because I know Dan hates nudity. But they never
It's,
did nudity in the show, full nudity, right? Not really.
Yeah.
Actually, in herogasm they
It's
did. People in the background were nude, but like none of the main characters get nude, unless it's just like ass cheeks.
well, speaking of nude, in the first episode they did that. It was a different party, not herogasm, where the shrinking guy crawled in some other dudes like
Dick, yeah.
penis.
Yeah.
I think they were nude. The naked guy was definitely nude.
But we
climbing through
never
his
actually
penis.
saw his penis. Like we never
Oh, yeah, I
saw
guess
organs.
Saw
like,
the inside of his penis.
well, yeah, that we saw, but we never saw like actual like frontal nudity on like I
I'm
don't.
very glad I did not watch the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
Also, like the goriness.
That first episode was crazy. Let me just describe
Yeah.
it. Where the shrinking guy, like
So he's like
climbed in some
Captain
guy's
Adam or
penis.
Ant-Man. He gets really small,
Yeah.
but he doesn't get bigger.
Yeah.
It just goes from small to yeah.
So he climbed in some guy's penis, and like he was like climbing in there. He was like gonna go for the prostate, and as he's climbing in, the larger guy, the one
I don't think that's where the prostate is.
but he was climbing in to like get to it.
No, the prostate is from
That's
the
why he was-
backside.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
get to it from the front though.
Can you?
But he was
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, why,
I'm pretty
why couldn't
sure.
you?
I think
I don't
so.
think it's connected like that.
I don't know.
I don't
Hey,
think
what's going on,
well,
Dave? He's
so
climbing.
then
He's
what was he
climbing. He's climbing up
going
some
in there
girl's
for?
dick.
Well,
He was saying
well,
go in there to touch my prostate.
oh, he did say that? I don't remember this. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he
Okay.
did something like that. But anyway, he was going back there, and as he's going deeper and deeper, you hear the guy like,
Oh, he was doing
you know,
lines of coke,
feeling-
by the way, beforehand. So, or
Yeah.
some type of drug.
and then at some point inside the guy's penis, the dude sneezes, and when he sneezes, he like turns back to his regular size, and like
That guy just explodes.
pretty much destroys that lower half of that guy through his penis, and it was just such a crazy scene. I
Dude,
was just like,
the
whoa,
goriness.
this is how they're setting the bar for
the
the season.
yeah,
It's like,
the
wow.
goriness of this show is like Quentin Tarantino times 100. Like it's wild.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
Like I remember in Quentin Tarantino for like Django Unchained, like that, like pistols were making people fly across rooms and like
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Kill Bill was wild.
yeah, and then like this one is like like I think this would be true also, just like these superheroes, like every time like they hit normal people, these people just explode. And I think with the force and like that might be accurate to some extent, but it's very interesting to see. But okay, so we got temporary V, right, which is very important because later on in the show we realize temporary V is literally eating away at the brain, and they were getting goo coming out of their brain in their ears, and that was pretty much their brain melting.
After they use it, they like get intensely sick and
Yeah.
get like ill and throw up, and they're weak and this and that. And after like I think they said after 5 doses, you're like
It's
for sure gonna
terminal,
die.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
important to the ending. And then in this season, they introduce a new villain, which is Soldier Boy. And Soldier Boy was the Homelander of like back in the day during like World War II and stuff.
The previous generation.
yeah.
Pretty much, like.
And we get to see all his backstory and like what was happening. And
I think Jensen Ackles played a good Soldier Boy. He's just like a
To me,
good,
he was
like,
just
tough
like
guy,
Dean
racist,
Winchester
like,
again.
Old school. A little more racist though.
well, yeah, I mean, his Cosby joke was hilarious. But yeah, no,
I
definitely
recognize
more
the name Dean Winchester.
from Supernatural,
Oh
the show.
God,
That was
yeah.
Dean and
Yeah.
Sam.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he was definitely like a similar character to like Dean Winchester, more racist and doesn't care about family. The opposite of Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Because
So he had that like Soldier Boy had that power where like eventually like all his energy just shoots out of his chest.
did he?
and
I don't think he had that back in the day. I think the experiments is what gave him that power, or at least activated it.
No, yeah.
Because
you're
we
right.
never
But,
seen it happen back in the day. He just had he was like crazy strong and invulnerable and didn't age. Yeah.
But once they found him, it was like a power he had
Yeah.
almost. Like he was just blasting energy, and whoever, if he hits a soup with that power, he like takes it away and turns him human.
Yeah.
It's like it like nullifies the V in their system. and two, he also had that like plot line with MM, which I thought was
Yeah.
pretty cool. He like MM was just going crazy for Soldier Boy because he killed MM's family back in the day, something like that.
Yeah, he literally,
th-
what was it? He grabbed a car and threw it, or he was doing something and like a car flew into their house and like killed half his family, as like collateral damage. And these
Yeah,
soups
those were
like
like
have
the
a lot of people that they killed during collateral damage. So
Soldier Boy did not care. Even the heroes he was like with were just like, this guy's a piece of shit.
it's
He's
the same
worst
thing
hero.
that happened with like Homelander, right? And it's interesting. We get to find out later on that Homelander is kind of like his son slash clone, because they took his DNA and like grew Homelander in a test tube,
Yep.
and
It's pretty funny, well, not funny, but like I guess ironic, because the son, or quote unquote clone son, like ended up just like the father,
Yeah.
and like he's in the same position even though they weren't in each other's lives, and everybody fears him, and
everybody hates him.
Yep.
Yeah. Because there
It's
were
like walking
pieces
on
of shit.
eggshells.
And what I love about this show is that like this show really shows you that like absolute power corrupts absolutely. Um, like these are literally human beings with superpowers, and it shows you the truth, of how they would act, and like they don't give a fuck, and like they do what they want, and like this company just uses them to make money off the people, and they hide everything, kind of like what they do with politicians and anybody who has money, which equals power in our world. They can pretty much do
Yeah.
whatever they want if you have enough money and connection, and you can get away with it. So
It's crazy, like to have that type of power. Like in the last season, when Homelander was like upstage and he was talking to the crowd, and then like in his head he
Yeah.
was imagining just blasting everyone with laser eyes. It's like,
yeah,
you really have to have that emotional intelligence to control yourself and not just kill everybody, because you really can.
Yeah.
You can, and who can stop him? Like nobody. So it's I love that like power dynamic, and then as the show increases, like progresses, Homelander's just getting closer and closer to that point where it's like, I don't need y'all. Y'all
Yeah,
need me.
yeah.
Like, he gets to that point where it's just like, is he gonna snap and just kill everybody? Like, kill the president, take
Yeah.
over? Like, I really wanted to
well,
see
he
that.
took Edgar's job, right, which is the head of Vought, with the help
Yep.
of that the lady that can make people's head explodes just by looking at them.
popper.
Yeah, she has to make eye contact though, so to make that happen.
Does she, though?
Yeah.
Because didn't she pop that dude's head when he was on the phone last season, the cliffhanger? When you found out who
She either
was?
has to see them or make eye contact, and like
I think she has to see them,
Yeah.
because I doubt she made eye contact. She was like literally outside and his face was against the window.
maybe, yeah. I thought she had to
Yeah.
make eye contact, but
Maybe in the comic. Maybe it's just something they changed. I don't know.
I never read any of the comics, so I have
Oh,
no
no.
idea.
Okay, so that's just you.
Yeah.
I see.
That was just what I thought. But, so we also know from season 2 that Homelander has a son with the now late Butcher's ex-wife. So now there's 3 generations of these. Also, Homelander's son has all his powers,
And he's stronger. His laser eyes are like stronger than Homelander's.
Yep. So in this episode, in this season, at the end, Homelander, like they've been hiding his son from him the whole season. Butcher really fucked up because the kid was like making a connection with Butcher, and he thought that if he distanced himself from the boy, that would be better for the boy. But the boy, with his strength, needed someone like Butcher to ground him in humanity. And when Butcher broke that, it made him angry and go to who else is gonna love him, right? His mother's dead. His father's the only one that's like, I love you, I want to be in your life, blah, blah, blah. Where Butcher's like, all right, I'm gonna fuck off. Like, this is not good for us. And then he kind of realizes that towards the end. And when he tries to make a connection again, the guy's like, the kid does save him at the end. And he's like, because they had a plan of killing Homelander, but using Soldier Boy's energy blast to get the compound V out of his system to make him human again, and then you can just kill him or put him in jail or whatever, and he's just useless.
Helpless.
Yeah, but that doesn't work, and the boy ends up
It's really interesting though how it doesn't work, because they have everything set.
Yeah.
And they can really, honestly, they could have executed the plan. But Homelander was on top of the boy, and that's where everything changed. Even Maeve was like, we can't do it.
Yeah.
And then Maeve looked at Butcher as just like, we can't.
It's a
we
kid,
really
like,
can't.
yeah.
And meanwhile, Soldier Boy is just like all fucking guns ahead. He's just like, let's go.
He's like, yeah, fuck you, you're a disappointment. Like, fuck the kid, I don't give a shit.
And that goes back, and that, for Butcher at least, in my opinion, it goes back to that promise he made the wife.
Yeah.
Said, I promised to take care of the boy. And so he's like, he didn't want to go back on that. And so it really forced Maeve and him to fight Homelander, Soldier Boy, and Homelander, actually.
Yeah.
It was like the worst case scenario for them.
At the end, all three of them were fighting Soldier Boy because they were trying to protect the kid. Because they had like a common goal of protecting the child.
It was so interesting seeing that dynamic, the power shift, and like the alliances just kind of happen without any words. It's just like the boy, like it's crazy how that works.
And Soldier Boy was still kicking their asses, which was hilarious.
He really was. He really was.
I felt
totally
like
badass.
if he was, because he was like drugged and like put to sleep for like decades and decades. So I feel like the longer he was staying awake, the more of his power came back, and he was getting stronger and stronger. And that's why towards the end of the season, like in the beginning of the season when he fought Homelander, he was a little weaker than him. But towards the end, he was kind of just like kicking ass, and then he took on all three of them and was just like fucking destroying them.
He really was. That shield and just his sheer strength. And then he went for that last Hail Mary. He was just like, bzzz.
Yeah,
and then it came down to, what was it, like Starlight looking at Maeve, just like Starlight looked like she was gonna go, and then Maeve was just like,
I got this.
I'll go. I'll go. And then she like tackled Soldier Boy outside off the building. Really, really epic moment.
Yeah,
I thought she was gonna die.
Well, they made it seem like that. But
yeah.
she ended up surviving, obviously losing her powers because she got hit by the blast. And Ryan, which is the kid, he went up, like Homelander, like, so the 24 hours for Butcher was up, his powers were gone, and Homelander was about to, like, fucking kill him or, hit him or whatever. And then Ryan took Homelander's hand. He's like, can we just go, please? And he was, like, begging him to leave so he doesn't hurt Butcher. And then at the end, this is where kind of it got me excited because Homelander introduces the world to his son. And there were people protesting because Starlight had started all these protests. She was trying to tell people the truth, but nobody believed her. And one of the protesters throws something and hits Ryan in the head. And Homelander gets pissed and fucking just laser eyes him in front of everybody, kills him, and everybody's just quiet.
Blows his head off on live TV, just no F's given, just, you hit my son.
Yeah. And then, like, one person, which is MM's ex-wife's husband, starts cheering on and starts a chant, and like, yeah, that's what we're talking about, go Homelander. And he's, like, happy. He's like, oh, shit, they didn't, like, they're not going to, like, protest me for just killing somebody. And then right before that scene goes away, you see Ryan smiling. And it's just like, what is going to happen with Ryan now? Is he going to turn into another Homelander? Or is he going to be smart enough to, like... And this is me just reaching, right? I'm completely reaching here. And
I'm totally on the same page, though. It's like they're foreshadowing with that last little...
So either they're foreshadowing...
Not even any words, too. It's crazy.
They're foreshadowing this kid's corruption... Or this kid had enough time with his mother to know right from wrong, where he's like, all right, I have to kind of like play this role until I can get strong enough and take this guy out. And I'm reaching here because I don't know what happens in the comic books or whatever. But that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping this kid is going to break the cycle and be on Butcher's side when he grows up. If Butcher lives long enough, we'll see what happens with him. Because at the end, also, Butcher gets a diagnosis of he has like 18 months to live because he took so many temp fee. But I feel like one way...
take the real Compound V.
That's what I was thinking.
survive.
Yeah, that's what.
But going back, I just wanted to say I think the boy isn't gonna. I don't think it's like a master plan to kill Homelander. I think the boy just genuinely is looking for affection from a father figure, and he was looking to Butcher, and Butcher pretty much was the biggest cunt bag or whatever the fuck he wants to say all the time. Like,
I love the way he speaks.
Don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
But like Butcher says, like he was the biggest C word. So I think he was just looking for that affection, and he got denied there, rejected, and so he's like, who else? Like you said, who else? Homelander, and I think he genuinely just going to learn from Homelander and pick up that craziness.
Yeah.
Like he's going to see
My
that
hopes,
Homelander's kind of like.
My hopes is that
power
whatever time
frenzy.
he spent with his mother and the way she taught him to be gentle and like be careful and all that stays with him in core, so that way when he does grow up, he can be at least turned back. If he does go the route of
Maybe.
Homelander, hopefully he gets he can be reminded of that, and he can, walk it back and be like the best of the superheroes, like an actual superhero, not these like insanely cocky, narcissistic people that are killing innocent people without a care and whatnot. Just want the money and the ratings.
What if the kid grows up and he is worse than Homelander, and he's already clearly stronger than Homelander? At some point, he just kills Homelander. It's just like, I'm the new big bad now.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got to deal with.
That would be interesting.
I'm the new person you got to eggshell around,
Yeah.
tiptoe on eggshells. Like.
But I just got to shout out Anthony Starr for being one of the best actors ever, because he's fucking phenomenal as Homelander. He's so good. So good. One of my favorite villains
really
of all
kill
time.
That role.
Yeah.
He can just say so much with his face, man. It's so crazy.
Like
just,
his
gives
lip
you a look,
quivers
and
when
it's
he's
just
drinking milk. It's
you can see
so crazy.
him hiding his pain, or just hiding that the mask is on.
The
and
craziness, yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh, he does it.
I
so
forgot.
well. I wonder how hard he had to work on that, or if how many hours in front of a mirror he's just practicing his crazy face.
I think he just recently got cast in a new role that I feel like was perfect for him, but I forgot what it is. And with my Alzheimer's, I could also just be making up shit, so who knows.
He was cast in something. I can't remember what it was.
Okay,
but
cool.
Yeah, he was definitely cast in something.
All right, thank God.
The villain in some show or movie or some shit.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill it. He can clearly play a villain, somebody. It's funny because it's like he just has that demeanor where it's like he walks in, you can just ooh, I don't want to mess with that guy. And it's like, even without powers, just the way his face just contorts and he just stares deeply and intently into your soul. It's just like, I don't want to mess with him.
Yeah.
But yep.
He's supposed to be the villain in the new Blade movie.
Oh, Dracula. He got
Oh, he's gonna be Dracula?
Yeah, he got cast as Dracula. Yes, that's gonna be
I
phenomenal.
could see that.
Yeah, he's gonna be great.
As a vampire, that would be wow.
Even because Dracula's kind of like Homelander, right? He's the big bad of all vampires, so he has that narcissism that. And I've seen Dracula in some of the Marvel comic books, and he was a cool motherfucker. I can't wait to see his take on Dracula. That's gonna be fun. Hopefully that movie ends up being good and not another Marvel flop like the rest of them. But
no chance.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I could only hope. But Disco, do you want to say anything else about this season of?
I guess I'll do a final thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I enjoyed the season. Like I said, I think they're topping each season.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to come up with a good show, then it simmers out.
Yeah, 100%.
But they're every season consistently getting you in there. It's like, oh, this is happening. Oh, and they're with the promises and all this, you see the growth and the callbacks, and I'm really enjoying the show. And like you said, Homelander is just the dude, the actor, I forgot what you said, Anthony something.
Anthony Starr.
He's just doing a phenomenal job. I like Butcher. He's also in Star Trek. He's really good.
Fucking amazing.
Huey, even he plays a good, like softy role.
Jack Quaid is great,
I kind of
man.
enjoy him.
I love him too.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And then
honestly,
Butcher
great casting.
is
Jensen Ackles, Soldier Boy was really good. You know, he's just plays that character so well. I really love the casting, and I've always liked Frenchy and Kimiko too. So
Frenchy's hilarious. I love Frenchy.
Awesome characters, and they put them together well. Awesome storyline. The plot's progressing, and there's just so much more to look forward to. And one thing I want to shout out to is the writers, because there's a lot of purists out there, and especially with Star Wars and other shows, it's just like as soon as something deviates, it's like so much hate. And one thing I want to shout out to the boys is they're making their changes for the TV show, and from the beginning they have, and it's just really good changes. I feel like, and so shout out to them for that, to like doing what they need to do and still making it a quality show. Like Game of Thrones, they're putting shit together and it just fell apart at the end. It was like so kudos to the boys for actually
definitely
doing
100%
their thing,
kudos to the writers.
Doing their
They changed stuff, and they changed it for the better. And it's very hard to do that, like you said, and it's a perfect example of Game of Thrones the last season. Even though they had some bullet points from George R.R. Martin about how he wanted the show, like the book, to end, they still couldn't even match his level of skill in storytelling. And shout out to the showrunners. They did a fantastic job with the rest of the show, because even with the source material, they could have fucked it up, but they did a phenomenal job. It's just the ending it didn't hit for me and a lot of people, but hopefully they do better with the new show. So we're definitely going to be getting a lot more Game of Thrones universe for HBO. I think you said it all, Disco. About the show, I completely agree. Can't wait for season 4, and
Do I get a final thought?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
first time he's speaking.
So Rudy's in the chat. He shouted herogasm. I just want to point that out.
Nice.
As anybody who knows me knows, I can't stand this show. But with that being said, the people who like it. So whatever they're doing a good job for the fans of the show. They just got to keep it up. Everywhere I go, it's the moment I say something along the lines of I like comics, or I like something in that like geek culture, like Eslam you mentioned earlier, what we covered in the podcast. One of the follow-up questions almost every single time is, "Oh, do you watch The Boys?" Almost every single time, and that's when I choose to no longer try to become friends with this person. But that's neither here nor there. The Boys.
He's like, deal breaker. We can't do it.
He's like, I already have two of them that like it. I can't have more.
I can't have more people. But it has a fan base, so they didn't win me over. But hey, do they really need me? Not at all. They're highly successful without me and many others. So, shout out to them. More power to them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
All right, let's jump into our second half of the main topic, which is Mount Rushmore, the boys' characters. And
do I get to explain what a Mount Rushmore is?
Actually, yeah, because we got, I guess, new listeners if they're watching on Twitch. So please explain.
Yep. Mount Rushmore is when we take our 4 favorite whatever of the item. In this episode, it is our 4 favorite characters within The Boys, whether it be the show or the comic. Not necessarily who you think is the best, your 4 favorites, in no particular order, and you have to come up with the symbol of the person along with the person. Because it's a Mount Rushmore, it's a visual thing, so what are you going to put up there? So we do that, and every once in a while we tend to have like special mentions or honorable mentions. Sometimes we split one of them into 2, or we just decide to throw Danny DeVito and Danny Trejo in there for some reason. But this is it. Mount Rushmore, the Boys edition.
Yes. So, Disco, why don't you go first?
I'm going to start with Homelander straight off the jump. Like we just said earlier in this episode, amazing character. I don't really know him from the comics, but in the show, the actor Anthony, what'd you say his name was?
Anthony Starr.
He just slaughtered that role. I want to see the audition tapes. I just want to see what they saw and then what he turned it into. Like, because it was an amazing piece of work, an amazing actor, and he just really embodied that like crazy, power-driven, fatherless, like longing person. It was crazy to see.
Any parents actually, because he was growing in a lab. Yeah.
That's so true. Just so to see such a broken, powerful person, just it was a treat to see, in my opinion.
Nice.
So
What was the symbol?
the symbol,
Just the creepy smile.
yeah, definitely the creepy smile, like that creepy smile that he gives. That
Put the
like,
lip quiver on.
something-
Oh no, actually a glass
the
of
lip
milk.
quiver.
He loves his.
No, I want
milk.
him laying in. Remember that chick that he used to lay in the lap before
Yeah,
he killed her?
and breastfeed.
I want
Yeah.
like a big symbol of him, like Homelander,
Breastfeeding.
just laying on her lap.
She was his mother figure, and she was like his handler, and that's how like they controlled him for a while.
and they banged. Like it
Yeah.
was all weird.
Did they bang?
Did they?
I don't think
I
so.
thought they did. Maybe they didn't.
Ah, who the fuck knows?
I have
This show's
dementia,
crazy.
so I mean I don't know. I could have sworn they did. Maybe they didn't.
Dan, why don't you go next? Interested to hear
Absolutely.
what you're gonna say.
I want to pick Mother's Milk.
Nice. Okay. MM.
I don't. That's a hilarious ass name.
Yep.
Mother's Milk. It's funny. That's it.
I wonder
That's
if
the
that's
reason
a
why I picked it.
foreshadowing of he's the one that's gonna end up killing Homelander because his name is Mother's Milk and Homelander loves Mother's Milk. He likes breastfeeding till now.
Eric was. That's pretty funny. Eric was telling me that in the comics, I don't know how true it is, but like Mother's Milk, has like superpowers, and his mom's milk like nullifies it. So
Mhm.
every day he like drinks his mom's milk, Mother's milk.
Oh,
And
that makes
so
that makes
once
more
he
sense.
stops drinking that milk, he'll have his powers. So I'm wondering if they'll do something like that, or
Well, we've never seen him drink any milk actually in any of the seasons.
that's
so
true. That's
That
true.
could be one of the
So
things that
maybe-
changed. But that's an interesting,
Yeah.
it's an interesting thing that they've done in the comic book. Me, I'm gonna
I like
go
his
with
name.
yeah. No, his name
For
is
for
right.
his symbol.
Oh, right.
Yeah. For his symbol, I'm gonna put a cookie
Titties?
up there.
Okay,
Just a cookie.
cookie, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
for me, it's my first pick is gonna be the Deep. He's fucking hilarious. I love him in the show, and I just everybody always shits on Aquaman, and this is the funniest like version of shitting on Aquaman that's ever been done for me. Also, this season he was like fucking an octopus multiple times.
Like in almost every other episode, it's him and that octopus.
Yo,
just like,
I was
"Are you
just
fucking
like-
that thing.
And like the way he speaks to animals was like really funny when he ate that little octopus and he was like it's begging for its life and like it was just really funny. I'm pretty sure PETA loved that scene. So for his thing I'm going to put an octopus up there, but the Deep is really funny. Also
You
his
should put
gills
the
are on
Deep
like the
with,
side of his
octopus around his thing.
no, it's just the octopus. I can't put like any, children are gonna be visiting this Mount Rushmore.
Get a truck that with the dolphin he tried to save that one time.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Try to break it out of like SeaWorld or some shit like that.
It's so funny because at the beginning of the show he like gets Starlight to pretty much blow him,
Yeah.
which is terribly wrong. And so you think like me coming into the show is like, oh, he's gonna be one of the big bads, and it turns out he's just like a goofball.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot in the show. Which
Yeah,
is
pretty
like,
much.
yeah. All right, Disco, what's your next one?
Next one is this. I don't know if she's in the show or anything, but Ashley, the assistant lady,
Yeah.
who becomes like in charge of Homelander.
What do you mean? I don't know if she's in the show.
I mean, not in the show, like in the comic. is
Oh,
what I
okay.
meant. I don't know if she's in the comic, but I liked her growth. She was just like an assistant, and then like the other one died or some shit, and then she like moved up the ranks, and then you see like she has like the wig. She's like stressed and all types of craziness. her hair's falling out, and I just
Well, it's not falling out. She like literally just plucks
pulling
it out. Yeah.
I I just I kind of just enjoyed that, like that stressful situation where she's literally pulling her hair out and she's still trying to control Homelander, which is like trying to, disarm a bomb or something, constantly just like in fear, pretty much. And it's just cool because towards the end you kind of see her like settle into her role and try to like control the other superheroes and like get your shit together, blah blah blah, and try to like keep the balance. And I just enjoyed her character, Ashley, and my symbol for her is gonna be the wig.
Nice. Okay. Dan?
A-Train.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with A-Train. As you guys know, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and he went by many names. He went by Prince Albert. He went by A-Train, obviously. Lord Tensai, one hell of a wrestler. He went on to train the people over in NXT.
He's an actual wrestler?
There's a wrestler named A-Train. So
Oh,
once I saw
okay.
that, I was just like, I'm gonna name
I was like,
A-Train.
oh,
I
that's
don't give a
wild.
fuck who the A-Train. Yeah, A-Train and the boys. I could give two shits about him.
Okay.
But I saw the name
He's
A-Train.
like-
I was like,
He's
wrestling.
like, I'm shouting out the wrestler A-Train, actually.
Yeah, so I just want to shout him. I'm blanking on his actual real name right now, but he was known for having such a hairy body that it looked like he had a permanent sweater. One hell of a wrestler, though. One hell of
wild.
a wrestler. Yeah.
That's a lot of hair.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with A-Train, and I'm just gonna put him up there in the Lord Tensai gimmick. Back when he used to wear dresses.
Nice. My second one is gonna be Stan Edgar. Juan Carlo Esposito is one of the best villainous actors out there, and actors period. I just love him. Giancarlo Esposito. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just love. He's fucking phenomenal, and for his symbol, I'm gonna put a bucket of chicken that says "Los Pollos Hermanos."
Absolutely, you are.
Yeah. So
Absolutely, you are.
that's
a good
my
shout.
number
I feel
two.
it. I like it.
Disco.
My next one is Noir.
Noir. Okay. Black Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Noir.
No wire.
I liked him.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
That's what we call him on the streets. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I guess so.
No wire.
That's
Yes,
a new
wire.
one. Okay.
I liked him because he in the show he didn't say any words, and I like that because he's just like mystery. And then, when they were hiding from him in that one house, and you just see him on the roof just chilling. I thought that was such a unsettling scene. He's just there, just staring, like, and he's just like he's there. And then he's super strong, and they were just shitting bricks in there, just like I just loved his vibes and
Yeah, he got
this
presented as like the
knives.
Batman of the group, right? Like the ninja, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if Black Noir's coming after you, like you're fucking done. And you're not gonna see it coming, So
Yep. So I kind of like that like energy they gave him, that vibe, and then at the end, in the show at least, you see more of him, and
Yeah.
he's just crazy, and because he got his head blasted in that flashback with a Soldier Boy. So
yeah.
I kind of like what they did there. Eric told me, my brother, he said from the comics that Black Noir was actually a clone of Homelander.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
I was about to say that. Yeah.
he actually framed. There's like a huge plot with that where he like frames Homelander and does all this crazy stuff.
So he was.
I kind of like that route too.
So Black
like,
Noir was like the safety measure for Homelander, right? He's another clone, but he was there to like keep Homelander in check, which I thought was interesting. I was like, what was the difference between the two clones? But yeah, they definitely took a different route with him here, and he was always under that mask. No one knew what he looked like because, and they show you why. He's actually a black person. And back in the day, in like Soldier Boy's time, which he was part of on Soldier Boy's team, obviously racism and stuff, and so they didn't want to show a black superhero, so they had him in full face covering and stuff like that. And you get to see that with a quick talk with young Edgar. But yeah, Black Noir, awesome.
And my symbol is going to be. I want Black Noir there with all the little like imaginary
the
birds that
cartoons,
were
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Dan?
I'm gonna go with Snaffle Twat.
Okay. Love the name.
What hell of a name. What hell of a name.
Snaffle
You know, I saw
Twat.
that and I was like, absolutely. And then I took it one step further. I looked up a little bit about Snaffle Twat, and I was not interested in the least. But it reminded me of Chewbacca, and we all know that I love Star Wars. I'm a fan of Chewbacca. I'm a fan of the Wookiees and Black Chrysanthemum and all of them. So for that, I will choose Snaffle Twat as the honorary member of the Wookiees, and then I will put the planet of Kashyyyk up on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my third one.
Nice.
Good. That's long your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna put up Kimiko.
Ooh,
Awesome character.
nice.
Just she doesn't talk, only signs, crazy power, and I don't know. She's just
I like that she. No, you finish.
no. Go for it.
I like that she like made her own sign language.
Yeah.
It's not even regular sign language, and she still was able to teach Frenchy that like random sign language she made. And I like the plot point in her story where she actually got hit by the Soldier Boy's blast
Yep.
and was turned human and decided, hey, this human shit ain't for me. Let me get my powers back. Let me get that V again. And I think I would have made the same choice.
Yep. Yeah. So Kimiko, and for her thing, I'm gonna put a boombox because she loves to sing and listen to music. So that's gonna be her Mount Rushmore. Disco, your last one.
Okay. My last one is gonna be Frenchy.
Okay.
I always like Frenchy. He he's a tinkerer. He like always made the crazy bombs and crazy weapons, and he was the one you go to. It's like, how do we kill this soup? And I always like that type of character that just makes it happen and figures it out. And he did his tests and whatever made it was like a puzzle for him, and I love that about him. And then on top of that, he got Kimiko, and I was like, I love their little romance, and there's like their duo. They're always together, and I think they complement each other well. He really loves her. He learned her sign language, and they both kind of just became each other's family. And I was all for it.
Nice.
And my symbol is just gonna be Frenchy and Kimiko together, just like because they were always together.
Mm-hmm. Dan, your last
I
one.
don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
For my last one, I'm gonna go with Muzzletov. Muzzletov. It says here in the description. He's backward speaking. Then it continues. I could care less what it says after that. As you guys know, I'm a fan of DC comics, where they have good superheroes, and they have backwards speaking characters such as Zatanna and stuff like that. And I was like, I appreciate that.
Is
I appreciate a
Mazel Tov
backward speaking character.
backward for something?
No, he's Jewish.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So
I was just asking. I figured that's what it was, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, it looks like a Jewish man. What it says is backward speaking and foul-mouthed member of the C-list supergroup Team Titanic. And then there's the person who killed him. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to go with Muzzletov because I like DC Comics, and I'm going to put the DC Comics logo up on the Mount Rushmore for the boys.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right, so it's my turn for
Makes
the last
total
one,
sense.
right?
Yep.
All right, so my last one is a character that we only got to saw maybe like 2 minutes of this season, and that's going to be Seth Rogen for making a cameo in this season, and he was paying for I forget her name, but one of the superhero starlets that Soldier Boy was like with back in the day, and she was like a cam girl, and he was literally like masturbating to her and like paying her money and shit, and it was like the funniest scene ever because he was like trying to jizz and
Oh,
like
yeah.
Soldier Boy attacked the chick, and he's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "It was hilarious. I want Seth Rogen, and I'm gonna put a laptop as his symbol." So,
Was he playing a character or was he himself? What was it?
I
Just some
think
guy?
he was just a random guy, but
was
it's
just a
funny that it
dude.
was
Just-
Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen of all
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah. So that was hilarious. So yeah, that was my last one from my Mount Rushmore.
There you go.
All right. Let's do some. Any final thoughts about this before we move on to our news segment
I already gave my final thoughts before
on the show? Yeah.
Final thoughts on the Rushmore, or
No, just in general. Anything else we want to say? Tie this topic up in a pretty bow.
I would say I hope it wins me over, but that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean,
that's
there's
pretty
another
much all I can
universe
say.
out there where you like it and we don't, and I'm glad.
I'll
I'm
be
not
honest
in
with you,
that
I don't see a
universe.
universe where I enjoy the boys. I don't see that
Damn.
existing. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you think there's a universe that exists where you like sunlight?
No.
In the infinite
if-
universes.
In the infinite universe, if there is a version of me that likes the sunlight, it ain't me.
Damn. Well, no, that's
Yeah.
the whole point. It's like different yous.
No, I'm well aware. I understand how it works. Believe me, I read comics. I get it, guys, and I stand by my statement. That's how strongly I feel about the sun.
I mean, technically, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be you, so. But it's a version of you.
There is no version of me that likes the sun in any form of reality or non-reality.
What about like a reverse reality?
No.
Goddamn.
There is no
He's
version
right.
of me that enjoys the sun.
He's
I know this.
100% sure.
I know. I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
There's a universe where you need this, the sun. You need to go out to the sun, and then you're just like,
Nope.
fuck it, I'll just.
So
die.
if,
I will
if
die.
there's a universe where we're plants, you would be like a mushroom?
I wouldn't live. I wouldn't be on there.
He'd
I
be a
just
dead
wouldn't
plant.
exist.
No, he
Yeah,
would
it'd
be
be
a
a dead
mushroom,
plant.
right? Because you don't like the sunlight. You know, you.
I would be a
the
plant that grew up and was just like, you need this to survive, and then I die.
Then it's just gonna be mold. He's gonna
Yeah.
be some mold in
All right.
somebody's bathroom.
We tried.
That's
All right, let's-
that's my final thought.
Okay. Yeah, I have no final thoughts. Let's jump into some news. I'll start us off with some The Boys news. The Boys is getting a spin-off series called Gen V. And this will be about teenage superheroes in like almost kind of like a battle royale high school type of shit.
God.
Which is wild, and I'm actually looking forward to it because it is The Boys. You know, if anybody can do it well, it's gonna be them. Just seeing like the new upcoming superheroes getting trained and shit, it's gonna be very interesting. I'm trying to pull up the thing where I can read some more information, but I don't know why my phone is giving me some hard time.
Henry's asking if I would like a quasar. Is that how you pronounce it? Quasar? It's
Yeah.
like a cold blue sun. No,
No,
Henry,
actually,
because it's a sun.
No, Henry, it's not a cold blue sun. Blue is actually a hotter temperature than red in outer space.
That's right.
So,
Quasar is like a burst of energy.
yeah, they well, are those the one that pulse? Right? I think so. But either way, it's hotter, Henry, not cooler. The
Any version of the sun.
The cooler the temperature color goes, the hotter it is. So, little quick science lesson. Fire, like blue fire, is hotter than red fire, and then when it's like invisible to the eye, that's the hottest fire there is because it is burning.
I'm gonna cut you off on behalf of Henry because he has a very good argument. He's
What?
put in all caps blue equals cold, and then he put in caps frio, which is cold but in Spanish. I think he has a point.
Okay.
Makes sense. You can't top that.
All right, let me read about The Boys spinoff.
Yep.
So the Boys spinoff is inspired by a spinoff comic book called G-Men, a parody of the X-Men. Will be officially titled Gen V and is described as a part college show, part Hunger Games, with all the heart, satire, and raunch of The Boys. So to me, that sounds like a is going to be a great show. It has source material, so it's not something they're completely making up as an original idea. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait. Next up, Christopher Nolan's next film. I have not seen the last couple of his films because I don't know, they just weren't interesting to me, topic wise. But this one seems very interesting to me. It is called Oppenheimer, and if you guys know that name, he is the inventor of the nuclear bomb, who will be played by Cillian Murphy, who plays.
Every character in every Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, but
Nolan always casts them.
yeah. So Cillian Murphy is going to be playing Oppenheimer. If he's from the hit show Peaky Blinders. Yeah. Also in the movie is going to be Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, P-U-G-H. Pugh.
Yeah, she's a good actress.
Pew. Jack Quaid, which again is in The Boys, and Matt Damon, Josh Peck, Matthew Modine, Rami Malek, Benny Safdie, and Alden Ehrenreich.
Got some big names.
That's
in
a pretty solid cast.
Oh yeah, a lot of great actors in this, and Christopher Nolan usually makes great movies, so I can't wait for this one. Next up, Trigun. We're getting a new Trigun anime courtesy of Crunchyroll, so looking forward to that, coming to 2023 exclusively to Crunchyroll. It's like a CGI type of animation, which might take some getting used to, but I think it's called Trigun Stampede, and it might take some liberties on the original story, which looks like from the trailer, but we'll see what happens. And last but not least, as of this recording, which is being recorded on Thursday, and if you're listening to us live, San Diego Comic-Con is currently going on live as we speak. It started today, Thursday. It will wrap up on Sunday, and I cannot wait to hear all the juicy details that will be coming out of San Diego Comic-Con, and I will be covering some of that news on our next week's episode. So look forward to that. And that is the end of my news. Disco, you want to go next?
I'll jump off. I have an entertainment news story. Where is it? Teen Wolf is getting a spin-off show called The Wolf Pack, and it is going to be starring Sarah Michelle Gellar. And as we all know, Sarah Michelle Gellar is the vampire slayer Buffy. So I'm curious what that's going to be like. I kind of enjoyed Teen Wolf.
I love Teen Wolf.
It was a nice show while I was in my younger years. It definitely occupied my time, and I thought it was interesting. I really loved wolves.
It had great mythology. Their researchers and writers did really well with their mythology. They introduced me to Kitsune, which I never knew about before. The Japanese mischievous fox spirit. And a lot of other different types of mytho from all over the world, which was a lot of fun. So,
yeah,
it was a great show for me.
Definitely a fun watch while it's coming up too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. I've also loved Buffy coming up too. I've watched I never watched Angel
Buffy
twice,
but I did watch Angel. Yeah,
which Angel is like the spin-off of Buffy. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm a big fan of that too. So I'm curious to see what they do. It should be awesome. And to step away from my entertainment, that was all I have. I got some current event news, world news. President Biden is positive for COVID-19. He's like 1 million years old, but I'm sure he's the president. I'm sure he'll be fine. He got all the special medicine, and
sure they're pumping him with whatever they pumped up Trump with when he got COVID. So.
Yep. But Biden is a lot older. He's got that Alzheimer's kicking in.
100%.
Who knows if his immune system is there, but he'll probably be fine. And next up, Craig Robinson from The Office and all types of... the comedian Craig Robinson from The Office, he pulls the plug on his comedy show due to a gunman coming to one of his venues, the Comedy Zone in North Carolina, and he actually opened fire and told everybody to get out. And due to that, he pulled the plug on his show, which it sucks, man. You can't even be a comedian anymore without somebody coming in and pulling a gun or a fake gun or running up on you or slapping you. Like, it's a tough time for comedians.
Just on that point real quick, a couple of weeks ago or like a month and a half ago, I saw Bill Burr live. And because I used to work security, so I took a look at the stage because previously to that, like the whole Dave Chappelle thing happened where someone jumped on the stage and like attacked him. And there was a bunch of security around the stage, and there were like one at the top and the bottom of the stairs leading up to the stage. There was like a bunch of security there. So thank God nothing happened to Bill Burr. Thank God nothing happened to Greg Robinson.
Craig.
But people. Oh, Craig. Is Greg or Craig?
Craig.
Okay, Dan, your mic's not working.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Craig, like with a C. Yeah.
Okay, Craig.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Craig Robinson.
Yep. So I'm glad he's safe, and hopefully people stop being crazy assholes. But I doubt that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yep, crazy world out there. Next up, and my last story. Ricky Martin. His nephew accused him of having sexual relations, and this week his nephew actually dropped the restraining order, and they're going to drop the charges. Apparently the nephew has a very serious mental illness, and he's just going through an episode of some sort. And Ricky Martin stated that he's going to just, take it out in the music. He's going to try to do his live performances again, and hopefully maybe, make more music and, cope via music. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy when you're famous. People just come out of nowhere and just will say the craziest things.
Allegedly this happened. Who knows if it did or not. Usually the best people to take advantage of are the mentally ill, because most of the time people don't believe them. So I'm not saying he did or he didn't, but
yeah, it could be either or.
Yeah, so.
Yep. Yeah, so that's my last story. Ricky Martin back in the news after living La Vida Loca.
Yeah, also in the news, like.
That was such a good way of putting it.
Yeah, it really was. Also, this was in the news very briefly, but Elon Musk's father fathered 2 children with his stepdaughter, who he adopted when she was 4, which is fucking sick. Grooming someone and like when they were 4, and like, it's so fucking weird, man. Like, these people.
Henry, remember that episode? Remember that anime you told me about that was really cool until we found out in season 2 that's what happened, and I was like, damn, that ruined the anime. It's a damn shame. Yeah. It's a damn shame.
Speaking of Henry, Henry said the anime Made in Abyss, which won Anime of the Year, season 2 is coming out, so I guess that's good news.
I saw some of that. I fell off, but it wasn't bad.
And then he also mentioned if the president does pass away from COVID, that the first female president comes in, Kamala Harris. That would be interesting.
Not excited for that, but,
In my opinion, the most important thing Henry said, though, was that Mr. Freeze is blue, which means blue quasar is cold. Drops mic.
You're still incorrect, Henry, but that's cool. Science is science,
world,
buddy.
He's right. Science fiction is...
Even in science fiction, blue in outer space is hot. Okay? I don't care what he thinks. Fact is fact.
I don't know. I'm siding with Henry on this one.
Drop mic. All right, just go.
It's mic drop. You couldn't even do that right. You couldn't even do that part right. You said
the mic.
He said drop mic.
Yeah, I dropped the mic.
So my thing, real quick, before I get to my news, I just want to mention I got some video game stuff which we haven't been able to talk about in a while. Stray just came out, which it's at the moment I think it's a timed exclusive. I could be wrong about that, to PlayStation. You play as a cat. You're in this weird world where there's a bunch of robots and stuff going on. You're doing cat things and you're trying to get out. So I'm playing this game. I'm enjoying it. I got it through the PlayStation Plus Premium thing, where you're available to get that without having to pay any additional money. You just have the service. It's like their version of Game Pass.
I think it's included with like PlayStation Plus Extra, right? That's where it starts.
It's with Extra, yeah, and then but I have Premium. You're right.
So like
it's in the Extra tier.
Extra. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's Essential, Extra, Premium. So it starts in Extra. So if anybody wants to try it out there without actually having to pay for it, you could always give it a shot there, and then you have access to a bunch of other games. Overall, Stray's not bad. It's not the greatest game in the world, but it's enjoyable. It's killing time. Very, very simple. I like that you can be a cat, which basically means you can be an asshole. Where it's like you jump on top of stuff like, oh, here's a paint can, I'm gonna hit it a couple times and knock it off the building. Yeah. Or it's like it's a lot of people have been calling it a cat simulator, which it is to an extent. But the further I've gotten to the game, like there's crazy shit happening. I put something up on Twitter recently where
you said at one point in the game, just a cat sim.
Yeah, and then in the picture,
so there's actual storyline and like plot in the game.
Yeah, the whole story is you're a cat. You're with these other cats. You're running around in this weird world. You don't know if it's the end of the world or whatever. It's just it's raining and there's a lot of shit going on. You don't know what's happening. You're a fucking cat, and then you're trying to like jump across like this thing with other cats. You fall down this crazy fucking hole. Next thing you know, there's these weird rat things that eat all matter, and there's robots that are just like, you're trying to get to the outside world. We've been trying to get there for years. We're gonna see if we can help you get there. And you team up with this robot that has like memories of a human, and it's like this whole fucking thing. So there's a lot of shit going on.
Oh,
yeah. And in the picture, that I put up on Twitter, I walk into this room.
Weird organism type thing.
No, well, that's the thing. The entire room, the entire area is covered in giant eyeballs that are watching you throughout the thing, like just giant fucking eyeballs. I don't know why. I haven't gotten far enough to figure that out.
That's pretty
creepy. It's an interesting game. Oh, dude, when you first see the eyeball, it is pretty creepy. It's just like giant eyes just watching you.
It's sour.
But it's pretty
TikTok, cool. I saw on TikTok somebody was playing Stray, and then their cat just kept jumping on the screen trying to like jump at the cat. It was so funny.
In terms of for anybody who's a cat lover, there is a specific meow button where you can meow.
I saw that.
You can kind of like rub up on people like robots, and they get happy and their face things turn into little hearts or they smile. Nice. Some of them you meow at them, they get mad. When you purr, you feel it and hear it in the controller because it's DualSense PS5.
Yep.
Along with the meow, it goes through the controller as well. So it's it's made for the PlayStation 5. It's great. And one other thing I want to mention is I'm playing it on my brand new TV.
Nice.
So I got my TV. Pretty happy about
Good
that.
Deal?
But yeah, Amazon Prime Day. I got like what was considered to be supposedly like the second best TV of 2021.
Nice.
So this is like the best TV I've ever had. Really good quality, but
TV
because
of the year.
yeah, maybe you're right. Because it's me and nothing ever works correctly for me. I had ordered the TV through Amazon. I was like, okay, something's going to go wrong. Last time I tried to get a mattress, they said it didn't fit in my mailbox, remember? So I'm like, all right, what's going to happen? What's going to happen here? So I'm getting the thing. It's like, you're going to get it Wednesday. I was like, I'm keeping track. It's like, you're going to get it Tuesday. I was like, all right, either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm getting this damn thing. So I'm looking. Amazon's telling me I'm going to get it one time. UPS is telling me I'm getting it another time. Like, okay, I have everything set up. Just as long as it gets here, they notify me, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. And long story short, I'm not getting any type of notification at all Tuesday, so I'm just like, fuck it. Let me just go outside, just open up the door to see what it's like. And my TV's standing there just up against the wall. I was not notified. Nobody rang my doorbell. I didn't sign anything. Very expensive TV.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just sitting on the side of my wall. I was just like, if I didn't just randomly check, my shit would have gotten stolen.
Yeah.
Like, and this is a very expensive. It's a Sony TV and everything. Like, it's a high quality TV, and so just very upset about that. Still,
just threw it on your porch, just like.
And it's hot out. Yeah, and it's freaking hot out. So it's just like everything inside was like hot, and I'm pretty sure I got there fairly quickly, because I wanted my damn TV. I was keeping an eye out, and one of the first things I saw in there was the Batman because I had to watch something good.
Nice.
The sound is good. The picture is good. It's amazing. But
Send me a link
great
to
TV.
that.
What HD is it? Is it 4K or something?
4K OLED.
Oh,
fancy.
dang. Oh, he's gonna.
Yeah.
PS5 is gonna look beautiful on it.
Oh, dude, Stray looks incredible on it.
Speaking of Stray,
that, and it has
14
IMAX
points.
enhanced as well. Yeah, 84. Good for you on there.
Hell yeah.
The only other person playing the game
LWG.
this year.
I still got time.
Sure.
Hey, yeah.
You better get on there because a lot of games are releasing, bro. You're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
pick them up. But no, it's cool. Just keep doing you, man. I was just. No. You got God of War. You don't need to worry about anything else. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to play.
I'm the people's champ. I recalled that. You know, that's all I need.
Just
What people? What people?
What video game
The
league?
people.
We're not playing a video game league. Don't worry about it. Dan, you want to keep going with your news?
Yeah, so I have a little bit of video game news as well. Discord is finally coming
Yes,
to
I saw that.
Xbox, which is a huge deal. So pretty much you're going to be able to access Discord. You're going to be able to talk to people through Discord on your Xbox, which is very beneficial. Discord is what everybody uses in the world of gaming pretty much at this point, since there's a lot of cross-platform stuff going on, and even outside of gaming, Discord is just that popular. So the fact that it's being integrated into the Xbox ecosystem is a great thing for gaming in general. Of course, because people like to be console fucking warriors, and they're just like, my console's better than your console. Everybody's stupid. A lot of people are just like, well, this is dumb, blah, blah. How come it's not coming to PlayStation? And everybody, I guess, seems to forget. PlayStation owns stock in Discord. It's going to happen. It just got to Xbox first for whatever reason. It's going to come to PlayStation eventually. And it's going to be everywhere except for Nintendo, because Nintendo. And... but once again, if you're on Nintendo, you just get it on your phone, do whatever. You could still talk to people on Discord. You just can't do it through your console. But anyway, it's on Xbox. That's a great thing. It's moving
If you want
forward.
to use anything
Switch
about
is still one of
Nintendo,
the
get your
leading
phone. Leave the Switch.
Consoles.
Yeah, right. So that's it for the video game news I got. And I do got some wrestling news. So it's funny that you're talking about Biden and how he's really old and shit, because I want to talk about Ric Flair, who's also really
they
old and shit.
announced his.
We now know who his opponents are, and it is opponents. It is a tag team match, like I've been saying.
Yep.
So Ric Flair is going to be teaming up with his son-in-law, Andrade El Idolo, AEW wrestler, amazing wrestler. He's going to be going up against Jeff Jarrett and... I'm blanking on his name. The dude from fucking Elizabeth, New Jersey, who I always talk about, Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal makes perfect sense. Ric Flair, anytime he's put up any type of video or picture of him training in the ring and getting his work in, he has been training with Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal's his training partner. So having a match against him makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Jay Lethal is one of the best in-ring technicians in many years. He's been in wrestling for forever, so you know he's going to take good care of him. And Jeff Jarrett, it's funny because we've always been talking about how Ric Flair, for some reason, is just trying to get an old man, and he did. He got a younger old man compared to everybody else, but he got Jeff Jarrett, who has been retired for some time and is 55 years old. But we got Jeff Jarrett. So he's in there, and I'm sure he's going to do his thing where he spells his name, JEFFJARRETT, and he's going to call somebody Slapnuts, and it's going to be a whole thing, and it's going to be great. But,
nice.
Yeah. The card overall, though, looks like one hell of a card. There's going to be a lot of great matches on there. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And
this is an indie promotion, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
But because wrestling is more... Ever since the Forbidden Door, not the pay-per-view, since the Forbidden Door, everybody's trying to work with each other. You're going to have wrestlers from MLW on here. AEW, like I said, Andrade is going to be in there, as well as Jay Lethal, who also represents Ring of Honor. You're going to have Impact Wrestling on there. And I think there might be some New Japan guys. So it's you're going to have a bunch of promotions working under this indie brand for this show.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Which you see a lot of that in wrestling. A lot of people are, unless you're in WWE. Yeah, exactly. WWE is the only one that doesn't allow you to work with anyone else. So you have to work for only us. Everybody else is no, just do whatever you got to do. So it should be a good show. Speaking of non-WWE stuff, I want to talk about the G1 Climax. So, the G1 Climax.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The G1 Climax is back, baby. It's back. And it's perfect because we talked about herogasm. So it's perfect timing.
And it worked out because I was going to talk about it last week. It actually started last week. We had so much technical trouble. I was like, I'm not going to mention G1 for a week, and I'm going to bring it in a week later.
Nice.
So we have the G1 Climax. It is official. It is back. And... do you guys want me to run through the names of the people in the G1 Climax?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm ready to climax so hard.
So, in this year's G1 Climax, remember how we always joked around with Block C and shit like that? Yeah. They actually have a Block C and a Block D this year. So, you're welcome, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
So it's the way it works is you're gonna have Block A, Block B, Block C, Block D. Obviously, in the finals or the semifinals, you're gonna have Block A versus Block B, Block C versus Block D. The winners of that face each other in the finals, and then you have your G1 champion. So Block A superstars are as follows: Kazuchika Okada, Toru Yano, Bad Luck Fale, Lance Archer, Jeff Cobb, Tom Lawler, and Jonah. Bunch of great wrestlers in there. I'm going to go with Okada, obviously. You got to go with Okada for just about anything. Block B, you got Jay White, Taichi, Tamatanga, Tomohiro Ishii, Sonata, Great Okan, and Chase Owens.
The Tongas are coming, boys.
Damn.
The Tongas are coming.
So in that one, if anything, I'm going to have to go Jay White for Block B, current champion. Block C, we got Aaron Hinare, Zack Sabre Jr., Hiroki Goto, Evil, Tetsuya Naito, Kenta, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. This is a tough one. You have Tanahashi and Naito. Yeah, I know as well as you guys know.
Yeah,
gonna
Hiroshi
get that.
Tanahashi, that's my man.
Yep. That's all you gotta do. Just say his name a bunch of times.
Is the Stone Pitbull going to be coming up in D?
Yeah, I said his name in Block B.
Are you sure he's not in D?
No, I said it. Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull. So in Block C, I could see going a couple ways. I could see Naito, I could see Tanahashi, even a Kenta or Zack Sabre Jr., ZSJ. I'm always championing. And then we got Block D. We got Will Ospreay, Juice Robinson, Yujiro Takahashi, Yoshihashi, El Phantasmo, Shingo Takagi, and David Finlay.
Shingo.
So, oh god.
Okay, let's
Just
go.
say names. Just say names repeatedly.
Shingo
And that one, you got a
Takagi.
number of people. Ospreay versus Shingo is always going to be a banger. You're never going to have a bad match with those two. So very much looking forward to seeing what's going to happen at this year's G1. I haven't been able to watch any of it live. I've been trying to deal with a lot of shit going on. So I know that they always have a random ass tagline. I don't know what it is this year. I will try to get that for you guys next week.
Okay.
But G1 is back. G1
Let's
is
go,
back.
baby.
Love
G1
it.
Climax.
G1 Climax 32.
Super hard.
I'm looking forward to these next couple weeks of climaxing hard with everybody. I'm really excited for this. It's something I needed in my soul.
Yep.
Exactly.
And one thing that definitely gets... No, go ahead.
No, that's cool.
All right, one thing that definitely gets wrestling fans climaxing is Kenny Omega, the best bout machine. So rumor has it Kenny Omega should be returning to wrestling very soon. The man he's just been on this uprise in his career for many, many years now. And in the end, when he had to go away, the man had like herniated discs. He had to get a bunch of surgeries. The man apparently had also had what's it called when you're dizzy, sorta, and you can't. He had vertigo for like most of his run. Like this man was like having the best matches in the world while having vertigo for like 4 fucking years.
Maybe that
and
helped.
nobody knew. Like this man's
Like all
world
the
was
jumping
spinning.
and shit.
Yeah, but it's like his world was spinning and he's putting on the best matches of the year. Like he's gonna come back in 100% condition. Just think about that.
It's gonna go.
There's
Super
a reason.
Saiyan.
There's a reason why they call him the best bout machine, the one-winged angel, by God, Kenny Omega. So seeing him come back, I can't fucking wait for it. We need Kenny. We need Kenny back.
Damn, he's like a demigod.
He truly is. Like he's literally called the best bout machine. Like that's Kenny. Eslam got to see fucking Kenny Omega wrestle live in what was considered to be one of the greatest fucking tag team matches ever.
Yeah, and I don't remember.
I know it was the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page. It was the big match at the end.
Of which show?
You enjoyed it at the time, but yeah, that's in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I could tell. So yeah, that is my wrestling news for this week. You got Ric Flair, you got G1, you got Kenny Omega.
Right. Climax, super hard. Let's go. Let's jump into final thoughts, gentlemen.
I don't know if you want it to be a final thought or not, but we got a special episode coming up next week.
Oh, that's right. Thanks for reminding me. Even though
the only guy who didn't write it down.
Exactly.
The only guy without memory problems.
For those who are watching live, and for those of you who are listening, next week we'll be releasing a rate and review, which is a topic we usually do, a special episode where we watch a movie, we rate it and review it, and this one we are telling you a week ahead of time, so we would like for you guys, if you can, watch the movie. It is available on Netflix. It is called Bahubali. It is a Bollywood movie, and we'll watch it. You guys can be with us live next week. Well, we won't be live, but watch it, and we'll see your comments, and let's review it and rate it together.
Yeah, unless I'm mistaken, I think we
I
can
just wanna let
post the
everybody
VOD on Twitch for people to watch it. Obviously, we
perfect.
already recorded it, but I think they could watch it while it's getting
that's
uploaded
really cool.
to VOD. I could be wrong about that. And also, shout out to one Henry who's in the chat, who's in the episode,
Yes.
who also said, "Is Pluto not cold?" Woo special episode and then a symbol
Also,
that I
Pluto's
can't see.
not
It says
blue,
Komodo hype.
Henry. Pluto's not blue, Henry. That's a cartoon. We saw what Pluto looks like. It is not blue. Okay. So
I've never
and yes,
seen what
it
Pluto
is
looks
cold
like,
because
personally.
it's the furthest planet from the sun. Obviously, it's fucking cold.
Is it
but
a
it's
planet
not
this
blue.
week or not?
It's not
I
even
feel like every other week it's changing. Is it a planet again?
So we got
just
pictures
a
of
floating
Pluto a couple years back when forgot the name of the satellite passed by it, and it was the
web?
first man-made object to
Hubble?
leave our solar system.
Hmm.
It was very cool. But I think
Was
it
it
was
cool?
Voyager 1 or Voyager 2.
Was it cool or was it hot? What color was it?
No, it was just it was fucking Earth colors. It's a
No, you
fucking
missed the
brown
joke.
rock.
You missed the joke. Eslam.
Yeah. Okay.
You missed the joke.
Also, it had a heart shape on it, which was very interesting. Like a heart-shaped crater on it, which was very cool.
Oh my god. It's astrology.
That's my final thought. A little more science lessons. Henry,
Yeah.
My
facts.
final thought.
Sorry, go with
That
this
scared
one.
me. My final thoughts is, I'm just really happy that the G1 Climax is back. I'm ready to be climaxing, every week, and it's just something that, I think we're all going to enjoy, and it just gets better and better, and Tanahashi.
Thank you for listening to Los Wise Guys podcast. If you like what you hear, follow us on social media. Like, subscribe, share, rate, review. Go check out the Los Wise Guys website. Go check out our YouTube page. And check out our live streams every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Moving forward, we will do our best to keep that schedule. Thank you for
More or less around
listening.
that time.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Have a great week.